Welcome back to the Omaha News. I'm Paul Dobler.
And I'm Brandon Mosley. Coming up, we have reporter Tasia Velasquez shows us how local Omaha cops are trying to build connections to younger children through fishing.
Also, UNO plans to increase its enrollment drastically over the next few years. Later, Tanner Kaler tells us how housing will change to help meet the potential enrollment increase. You're watching the Omaha News.
This is the Omaha News, presented by the School of Communication at the University of Nebraska at Omaha, from the studios of UNO Television.
Drag queens in Omaha has felt the hate, but now they're coming together to drag out the hate.
I feel like this rally is very needed.
Jessie, a drag queen here in Omaha, has been battling the hate in the community for years.
I think that it's time that we voice that it won't be tolerated, and we won't tolerate it, and we will speak back and we will speak out about it.
With events like this, the drag community like to do one each year to bring awareness of what's going on in their community. Tabitha McLeod made it a family event to come support some of her fellow drag queen friends.
I have a lot of friends that are in this community and they deserve the support. Everybody should be able to love who they want to love.
President of Heartland Pride, Dominic Morgan, said he's seen this hate way too many times.
Seen friends experience it. I saw other kids in high school. The last year, I've been in all the high schools and I've seen young people still going through it. So I know it's happening. I haven't dealt with it so much personally, but I know it exists. I've seen it.
This is the kind of support the drag queens are looking for to help in the discrimination.
Continue to have our flag and our pride colors on, but patronize establishments that are in the O Market to make our presence known.
The drag community plans on having more events like this in the near future.
A man convicted of killing his wife will get half of her life insurance policy. 61-year-old Patrick Kane of Omaha killed his wife in 2009 when he pushed her down the stairs during an argument. Because it was never proven that he intentionally murdered his wife, the insurance company has settled to pay him only half of her $150,000 policy.
Most of the time when we see police officers, they're in uniform with a shiny badge, thick leather belt, and a gun strapped to their hip. They can be pretty intimidating. That's why they grab the chance that they could show the kids that cops are people too.
Was that good?
Kids from all over Omaha had a chance to work on their fishing skills at Benson Park with help from some special instructors.
It's a great opportunity for police to connect with kids and show them an alternative event to do right here in the community.
But for the kids, this was a chance to get out and do something a little different.
I came out here for basically like a field trip, but also to have fun in fishing.
And catching fish is what everyone hoped to do, even though it was a little tough at first.
We're working on it though.
And the police officers were working on developing relationships in a more positive light.
We wanted to do something where they can see that we're just people just like them. You know, we like to have fun and hang out with kids and do fun things. So we came up with this idea just to get them to interact with us, and you know, we can talk to them while they're fishing and learn about them. They can learn about us and break down some of those barriers.
I came here like last year and the year before, and I catch like 2 fish in a row.
Police officers were just as excited as the kids to get out here and do some fishing, but more than that, catch new relationships.
A former Bellevue High School teacher has been charged with having explicit communications with a juvenile. Joseph Backstead was a teacher at Bellevue East High School, but resigned in September after allegation came against him after a search warrant found sexual explicit communications over the phone technology, leading to charges of child abuse and contributing to the delinquency of a child.
Math. Just the word scares people. Some of us are good at it, and some of us, like myself, don't understand it at all. But in fact, math is a vital part of our lives every day. Math Alive, an exhibit that shows us how math is used in everyday life.
That's awesome!
Math is used in skateboarding. This exhibit shows viewers how a skateboarder speeds up and slows down with the use of angles. The 360-degree sequencing exhibit uses 20 stationary cameras to take your action photo to teach you about circumference of circles by relating it to photography. And it's a pretty popular exhibit.
When you get to see yourself like in midair on the camera.
So remember, the next time you think you don't like math, that it's all around us, every day.
3, 2, 1.
Exhibit shows kids and adults how math can be fun.
Math doesn't need to be boring, straight out of a textbook. It can be fun, and this is how we bring math to life and for fun.
The exhibit answers the age-old question of, when am I ever going to use this in my life? By showing visitors that we already use math every day. So whether we ride our bike, snowboard, go rock climbing, or even the next time you drive over a bridge, remember that math is at work in everything we do, and we use it every day. If you would like more information about the Math Alive exhibit, you can visit sasmuseum.com.
The risk of kids getting sick continues to grow, but as the rule stands now, OPS students who miss a day of school without a doctor's note is counted as unexcused. The district is now considering changing some of the policies that will allow for several new categories of excused absences from school. Proposed plan would increase the number of excused absences categories from 10 to 15. Coming up, reporter Kelly Schultz tells us more about anime. Most of you probably never heard of it, but if you are fans of it, it's an obsession.
Tasia Velasquez shows us the new opportunity that has come to UNO students who want to be on the air. You're watching the Omaha News.
PBS is the place you should go first.
There are no advertisers to be satisfied, only an audience to be satisfied.
We take our responsibility as journalists very seriously. We are constantly thinking about our viewers and what they care about.
We want to let you know what the information is, and then you decide what you want to think.
At the News Hour, we are after the facts and only the facts.
You've always known you were a leader, someone who works hard to achieve your goals. You can see it. You can see your success in front of you. You pursue a college education for the old-fashioned reasons, to learn, to make yourself more valuable, to succeed. You need a place that celebrates your ambition and positions you alongside visionary people just like you. You, my friend, belong here, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
UNO TV invites you to take a journey around the world, to lush jungles with endangered species, to exotic lands and different cultures, to lost cities beneath the sands. Travel through time to see ancient secrets on the other side of the world, the growth of the American West, or the start of Nebraska's largest city, or just explore our state, find out about Nebraska in World War II, learn how Omaha has grown since, discover the effort to renovate its green spaces, the history of one of its most impressive buildings, or look at its internationally recognized university. For over 20 years, UNO TV has produced award-winning documentaries that explore, educate, and enlighten. To find out more, call 402-554-2516 or visit unotv.unomaha.edu.
You're watching the Omaha News.
When we listen to the radio, it sounds like the people there are having fun. They are. And UNO students can get the same experience on campus. Maverick Radio is giving students a chance behind the microphone. Tasia Velasquez is here to tell us more.
Thanks, Paul.
Students have been able to get their radio fix on Maverick Radio for the last 18 years, and the opportunities keep growing. The latest is a chance to do live play-by-play sports reporting. UNO's Mav Radio has grown from a small program to now adding a new concept to the broadcast, play-by-play.
Our play-by-play guys have to really paint a picture. They have to really illustrate what the players are doing on the field at almost every second of the time.
It's because of sports enthusiasts like Jared Meyer and Paul Dobler that Mav Radio has been able to expand its coverage.
Paul Dobler and Jared Meyer are our sports directors, and they are the two main guys who do our play-by-play. Jared is going to be graduating, and we're always open to new students coming in who want to learn the field, learn the craft, and give it a shot.
The opportunity to do play-by-play gives students real-time experience that's not possible in a classroom.
Our footprint that we've had on campus has definitely grown as far as getting out and growing the brand of Mav Radio as a whole.
Mav Radio worked with the athletic department to get the play-by-play ball rolling. It started with baseball games last spring, and this year students will cover hockey and men and women's soccer and basketball games. You can hear the games on 90.7 HD2 or live streamed at mavradiouno.com. Brandon, back to you.
Complications with healthcare.gov have made signing up for insurance difficult. Places like the Charles Drew Healthcare Center in Omaha are helping to sign people up for healthcare insurance under the Affordable Care Act in person instead of online. Since the beginning of October, the Charles Drew Health Center has helped around 500 people sign up. People at the center says many people aren't aware that there are more ways to sign up for the insurance plans than through the website.
The tug-of-war between Mayor Gene Stothert and the Omaha Fire Department continues. Tuesday night, Mayor Stothert sent her latest proposal to the union to avoid layoffs in January. The addendum proposed that the number of paramedics trained this year decrease from 24 to 12, and that some people would not be subjected to layoffs if the fire department stays close to their budget. The fire union has until Friday to accept or counter the proposal, or else the mayor's office will proceed with the planned layoffs.
You may have seen it online or even in person. Bright colors, crazy designs, and even body paint. But what is cosplay? Kelly Schultz has more.
Cosplay is derived from the combination of the words costumes and play, and it is seen at many anime, science fiction, and comic conventions. But while it may just look like dress-up, it means more to cosplayers.
I'm not a very outward person, so being able to dress up as someone else gives me the opportunity to be someone I'm not and feel comfortable with that. And in a way, my own true self can come out through that, because there is somebody wild and crazy locked beneath everybody, and not everybody can show that. And in this way, I'm showing my creativity, and I'm pretty much bearing my soul to everybody, my anime soul.
Conventions like Anime NebraskaCon have been around for decades, but recently, conventions and cosplay have started to become more mainstream. From animes like Pokemon to internet series like Homestuck, fans of all ages are finding a way to express their love for the characters of their favorite series.
I'm actually a closet cosplayer, so the cape and cowl were both gifts, and then basically everything else I already had on hand.
When you walk through the halls of a convention like Anime NebraskaCon, you'll see a range of costumes from closet cosplays to masterclass.
I've recently got more into the craftsmanship side, and sewing is so much fun. I actually work at Joann Fabrics now, and it's a lot of fun learning, new tricks in sewing and stuff.
Anime NebraskaCon just celebrated its 10th year as a convention, and attendance has been growing steadily. For the Omaha News, I'm Kelly Schultz.
Anime NebraskaCon started as a convention of 300 people at the UNL Student Union in 2004. This past weekend, the convention had 7,000 attendees. More than 1,500 pieces of art stolen by the Nazis and missing for more than 70 years has been discovered in a rundown apartment in Munich, Germany. The art is valued at more than $1 billion. Art from Picasso and Renoir were among those found in Germany. Government kept the discovery secret until recently, but says it's trying hard to give the art back to the rightful heirs.
Coming up next, Jared Meyer will be in with a look at sports.
And we'll have a story on why one of UNO's best basketball players is on the bench and why he's happy about it. You're watching the Omaha News.
KVNO was in a really interesting place. This Victorian mansion near UNO.
3 floors. The studios were on the 3rd floor.
Bedrooms and bathrooms. So we had a challenge, but we ultimately ended up with an on-air studio.
We soundproofed it with carpet, and actually I think it sounded really warm, very radio friendly.
There were also rumors that the 3rd floor was haunted. Those were the maid's chambers, as we were told.
I had a sink in the office and leaded glass windows which looked out on the stable house in the back.
One colleague talking about having the window open one day, a warm spring or fall day, and a squirrel jumping through the window onto a turntable.
It was a great place, a great ambiance for a fine arts station.
It definitely had a charm to it.
NET Television expands your mind, enlightens your mind, inspires your mind, educates your mind, entertains your mind. NET Television opens up new worlds to you. Explore, travel, learn, discuss, debate. NET Television keeps you informed. Music, theater, dance, art, news. NET Television awakens your dreams, seeks to serve, strengthens our communities. We are Nebraskans. We are NET Television, Nebraska's PBS station.
You're watching the Omaha News.
Welcome back to the Omaha News.
Jared Meyer joins us with a look at sports.
Thanks, guys. From high school all-star to redshirting is a tough transition, but a future UNO Maverick basketball star is adjusting to being a freshman once again. It's been an interesting year and a half for 6', 180-pound guard Jalen Bradley. After being the state's scoring leader for 2 years in a row at Norfolk High School, Jalen decided to become a Maverick. So what did the Mavericks do with the guy who set a state tournament record of 13 three-pointers? Well, they decided to redshirt him, and for Jalen, it only meant practice, practice, practice.
Honestly, redshirting was hard at times because you didn't get to play games, but at the same time, I saw the benefits from working out in the weight room.
In high school, Jalen put up some ridiculous numbers, like holding the state record for career free throw percentage of 93.4%, which was also ranked second all-time nationally. He also tallied 1,638 career points, which is 5th all-time in Class A history.
His work ethic and his ability to shoot the ball, Jalen can really shoot the ball. And no matter if you're 6 foot or 6'10", if you can shoot the ball, you can play.
Maverick players and coaches see a lot of potential in Jalen, even comparing him to one of the best shooters in the NBA.
Steph Curry, he really likes his game, knowing that Steph can really shoot it, but Steph can handle it well enough too, so I think that type of player, if I had to guess. Now Jalen might say something else, but I'd probably say Steph Curry.
It's clear to teammates and coaches that Jalen's work ethic can bring a huge impact into a game.
Hard work pays off. It's not guaranteed, but if you work hard, you have a good chance of good things happening for you and for your team.
With 4 starters returning to the lineup this year for the Mavs, Bradley will most likely be coming off the bench this season. The Kansas City Chiefs remain unbeaten after taking care of the Bills in Buffalo on Sunday. 23-13 was your final, as Kansas City only needed to bring the defense, forcing 3 turnovers against the Bills that resulted in 17 points, including a 100-yard interception for a touchdown by quarterback Sean Smith. KC will take a break this week with a bye, and then it's off to Denver for the 17th for the primetime game, and boy, that should be one heck of a battle. Tough news for Green Bay Packer fans, as their MVP quarterback will be out for a while. Aaron Rodgers broke his collarbone on his non-throwing arm Monday night, in a 27-20 loss to the Bears after being hit hard in the first quarter. Former Iowa State Cyclone Seneca Wallace, who signed with Green Bay during Week 1, will now be the starting quarterback for the Packers. Rodgers is expected to be back in 4 to 6 weeks. The Mavs volleyball team had a busy weekend playing a game on Friday and Sunday. The Mavericks volleyball team took on Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis Friday night. The Mavs started with the bang and scored within the first 20 seconds. However, the Jaguars managed to get ahead. Head coach Rose Shire provided motivation along with the UNO cheer squad, but IUPUI won a 3-0 sweep. The Mavericks are now 6-18 on the season and just 1-8 in the Summit League. Although it is the off-season, there is always something going on in the MLB. After retiring from the big leagues in 2010, Brad Ausmus finds himself managing the AL Central champ Detroit Tigers. Ausmus, who played 18 years in the pros, was hired after Jim Leyland stepped down as manager. The Seattle Mariners and Washington Nationals also have themselves a new manager. Ex-Tigers coach Lloyd McClendon will take the helm in Seattle, as former big leaguer Matt Williams will take over managerial duties in Washington. And that's our look at sports this week. Paul Brandon, back to you.
Thanks, Jared. Coming up, we'll let you know why some Black Friday shoppers are becoming outraged.
And we'll have Tanner Kaler tells us more about UNO housing to hopes to accommodate the growing number of students it expects to see in the upcoming years. You're watching the Omaha News.
About how you're feeling right now. One thing you would like our viewers to know about this state.
The importance of volunteerism.
What are you saying to folks?
I'm here to discuss these images.
When you can take that knowledge and that expertise and that passion in terms that they're all going to understand.
They need to know the real stories.
I'm Kathy Wyatt. Join us for Consider This each week on NET1.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Vehicle's now going supersonic.
When you want to go above.
It was something new.
Or reach beyond.
Oh my gosh, it's fantastic.
When you want to peer inside.
There's something wrong here. This isn't normal.
It would seem almost impossible. Or push the limit.
Large tornado! It's humongous! You need to get out now!
When you want to dive deep.
These divers are like astronauts.
Our human nature is to push into places that we don't know about.
Or go to the edge.
There are other worlds out there.
We don't know exactly what we're going to find.
When you want to find new frontiers.
I was truly astonished.
You just don't ever know.
Nova.
Wednesdays on NET1.
The University of Nebraska at Omaha is a place for tomorrow's leaders. A place where individuals converge on a path to success, getting the attention and direction they need as they begin their career. It's where students take pride in serving Omaha, a city we've invested in for more than 100 years. UNO is a place where greatness begins. The University of Nebraska at Omaha.
UNO is another gym that makes Omaha great, but it has been traditionally known as a commuter campus, meaning most students travel to get to their classes. But now the university is trying to change that. Reporter Tanner Kaler shows us how a plan for more students on campus means a space for more housing.
When you're in college, the first years on your own can be a time of big adjustment.
You're making a lot of life decisions, and you're making a lot of decisions that you've never had to make without mom and dad.
Many students, like Amanda Couts at UNO, choose to spend that time living on campus.
And I think that the dorms is a good experience for every person to try out. I think that it is part of college. It's part of what you do in college.
But as of now, there isn't enough room to accommodate everybody who wants to live on campus.
We don't have enough beds for all students. We want to increase that number.
Just last week, the university unveiled what it calls a master plan for the coming decades. One of its goals is to increase enrollment to 20,000 students by 2020. And with increased enrollment comes the increased need for student housing. Now right now there's around 2,100 beds available to students on campus here at UNO, which compared to other metropolitan universities is slightly on the low side. But the goal for the future is to double that number and have enough beds available for roughly 23% of the future student population.
But the more residential we get, what that will do to a campus is create more programming opportunities and more events at night.
Meaning more students can have the experiences like Amanda has had in calling UNO both her school and home.
Especially at UNO. It's so much like an apartment anyway, so why not give it a shot?
For the Omaha News, I'm Tanner Kaler.
UNO master plans include such things as improving academic buildings, parking areas, and making travel between the 3 campuses much smoother. Thanksgiving is around the corner, and with that comes Black Friday shopping. Kmart announced that it will open 41 hours straight from 6 a.m. Thanksgiving Day until 11 p.m. Black Friday. Shoppers have already taken to their Twitter and Facebook to share the disgust over the stores being open over the holiday hours. Kmart says that the only reason why they extended the hours is because that's what the shoppers has asked for.
Once again, another major publication has recognized Omaha as a great place to live. This time, the focus is on millennials. The Atlantic magazine says Omaha has become a hub for startup companies, and the city's low cost of living makes it more attractive for 20-somethings to come here. Other cities that made the list include San Antonio, Milwaukee, and Pittsburgh.
Thanks for tuning into the Omaha News this week. If you're looking for more, check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/the Omaha News.
While you're there, you can check out the news stories our reporters covered, submit story ideas, or give us feedback. We'd love to hear from you. From all of us here at the Omaha News, good night.
Television gives students a chance to work in a real studio. Working on the TV crew, students get hands-on experience with lights, camera, and action. Working on a variety of shows gives students a leg up looking for jobs. In fact, many former crew members work at local stations. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience for students to learn the science and art of TV production. UNO TV, student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
When will you look deep into space? When will you travel back in time? When will you experience the power of red? When? Anytime. Online at video.netnebraska.org. Search, select, and share with the NET Video Player. Watch our shows on your schedule.
What if there were a neighborhood where every child felt they belonged, and a big dog helped them stay little a little longer? A monkey helped them find the wonder in every little thing, and a flightless bird showed them how to soar. Support the people and programs that never stop asking, what if?